Hello, I'm Tony Francola from Acceleratio, and in today's demonstration I'm going to show you some exciting new features of SPDocKit. SharePoint stores a lot of data to its ULS logs or Windows event logs, and when you have multiple servers, finding all these events can be challenging. In order to help you to manage large farms, we are introducing a new feature to SPDocKit called SPDocKit Event Viewer. So imagine that you are managing a large SharePoint farm like the one I have on my screen. This farm has 5 web front-end servers, 2 application servers, and 1 SQL server. So if you have a problem that you're trying to troubleshoot and somebody gives you a correlation ID of a SharePoint error that occurred in your farm, it's going to take you some time to gather all these logs from all these servers and to analyze them with ULS Viewer. With SPDocKit Event Viewer, you won't have to perform all that manual work. We are introducing a new feature that's going to help you gather all these logs to a centralized place, and then we are going to provide you with an interface that helps you search and find all these problems as they occur. So SPDocKit Event Viewer is basically a search engine that helps you search all these logs and analyze them as you go. So we are gathering all the ULS logs and Windows event logs from all the servers from the entire farm or multiple farms. So even if you have multiple farms, you will be able to search across all these farms. With our search, you can filter by category, source, server, message, event ID, and what's most important, by correlation ID. The system works in real time and can collect events continuously, so you don't need to make it run because it is gathering data as it goes. Everything that you get as a result can be easily exported to Excel for further analysis. So what do I need to do in order to make this run? In this demo farm that I have on my screen, I just need to install SPDocKit on a single server in your SharePoint farm. We are going to use SPDocKit to gather and analyze configuration of your farm. So SPDocKit is going to know how many servers you have, how these servers are configured, what they are doing in the farm, and so on. So we're just going to create a snapshot of the entire configuration of your SharePoint farm. When you have a snapshot of a SharePoint farm, you know how farm is configured. In order to run SPDocKit Event Viewer, we would recommend you to install it on a separate server. So don't install it on a SharePoint server, especially if you have a large farm. Get a dedicated server that's going to run all the analysis and gathering of event logs. So my SPDocKit Event Collector service is going to run on a dedicated server, and then this service is going to gather all the logs and create a search index that I can use to search all these event logs. You will see an SPDocKit Event Viewer as well on my screen. So this can be any workstation in your organization that can be used to connect to the Event Collector service and just display results. So you can install this on your PC or any other workstation that you have in your organization. So let's run a demo of SPDocKit Event Viewer and let's see how do you configure this for a SharePoint farm. For my demo environment, I have a farm that has 5 different servers, 2 web frontends and 2 application servers and 1 SQL server. I'm going to create an additional server that's going to host the SPDocKit Event Collector service, and I'm just going to have one workstation that's going to be used as an event viewer. So in order to install SPDocKit Event Viewer, I'm right now on a dedicated server that's going to be used for collecting events. So I'm just going to start my SPDocKit setup. The system is going to start, and I just need to run through installation, which is very simple installation, and you just need to go through next, finish, and choose the features that you need. Very simple stuff. Okay. It's going to unpack. Okay. I'm accepting the terms. I'm going to install it. I'm going to choose the advanced installation. And I'm going to choose to install only the collector service. So this is the service that's going to gather all the ULS event logs from all the SharePoint servers. Click Next, choose the installation folder, and that's it. The system is going to unpack and install and configure everything. There's one more final step. I need to run the configuration wizard to enter the credentials of the user that's going to gather data for me. So in my case, I'm just going to use my SP admin account. I'm going to type in password for this account. I'm going to choose where my database server is and where my database is, and the location of index where I'm going to store the index files. So just make sure that you have enough space on your hard drive for this to work. You also need to make sure that the account that's running the service has proper privileges. So the account that you are using, your service account, needs to have access to all your Windows event logs, and also all the folders where you are keeping your ULS logs on your SharePoint servers. So just make sure that this account, in my case SP-Farm admin, has access to all these files. In order to finalize the configuration, I just need to click save, and that's it. The system is going to configure itself. Okay, one final step, I need to remember this URL, or I just need to copy this URL so I can configure my console. So the second part of my installation is configuring SPDocKit Event Viewer. So this is the console that's going to be used to search and find event logs or events that happened. In my case, I'm using just a simple server, but you can install this on any workstation or any PC that you have in your organization. So just let me start the setup again. It's going to unpack. It's pretty much the same setup as for a collector service. I'm just going to choose different options for this one. So just going to choose the console to be installed. Okay, accepting EULA, choosing to go for advanced installation. And in this case, I'm just going to install my event viewer. Nothing else, just this. And the system is going to unpack everything that's needed. Ta-da! And we are ready. So let's start the event viewer. If you remember from the previous step, I just need to paste my collector service URL. Set it up. And that's it. I already have a farm because we have a snapshot of this farm in our database. So when I click on this farm, I'm going to be taken to a search engine that allows me to search for events. So let's see how SPDocKit Event Viewer works in action. Imagine that you are managing a SharePoint farm and you have a typical day in office, you are drinking coffee and just controlling your SharePoint, and a user calls in or sends you a text message or email and says, SharePoint doesn't work, here is the correlation ID I'm seeing on screen. And you just type that to your Search Console. This is my correlation ID, and you expand it a bit and you see that you have a full event log of various events. On your left-hand side, you can filter by server, so I'll just choose one of my servers that I have in my farm, and I'm just going to filter by that server. And I'll see I still have a full event log of stuff. So if I expand one of these, I'll see I have a problem. So I cannot open database. SharePoint says it cannot open database SP16 farm config. And that is a problem because that is your config database. So if you dig a little bit deeper and you just try to find events that contain SP16 farm, you will see that you have a lot of events coming in from event log, ULS log, everything. So something is wrong with your database. So it seems that database is either offline or entire SQL server is offline. So here you can see you have your SQL server name, and then you can filter by that as well. And you will see that there is definitely a problem in your farm related to this particular SQL server and this particular SP16 farm. So in this case, you would need to go to your SQL server and check what's going on. In my case, I know what's going on. The server is offline because I'm doing a demo here. So that's how you would find an event in SPDocKit Event Viewer. SPDocKit Event Viewer works like a search engine. So if you're looking for something that's not very specific, so for example, if you don't have a correlation ID and you just type in something that's interesting to you. So I just want to find out why my database is offline and what's going on here. I can type in the database name, and as you can see on the left-hand side, I can filter by server. So I have some servers here, so I'm just going to filter by this one. And I also have a level of this exception. In my case, I'm very interested to find out more about unexpected errors. So I can easily filter out these events, and I'm just going to get some that are unexpected and that happened on SP1. I can also filter by time, so I can choose the period I'm interested in. So if you're troubleshooting SharePoint and somebody says in the last hour this error has started to happening, then it's going to be much easier for you to filter down just to last hour or some other period that might be interesting to you. As you can see on your screen, for every single exception that you have in your event log, you can see the full event or everything that happened and that has been stored to either ULS or event viewer, and then you can do further analysis. You can add more keys to your search. So if I'm looking for exceptions, I can just click on that and it's going to be added to my search box, and I can repeat the search and get more detailed results for that particular category. Every search indicates the server where this particular event was found, and the path in the event log source where we have found this particular event. If there was a correlation ID, it would be shown here. This particular exception does not have a correlation ID, so I need to rely on my searching abilities to find out all these events. You can further export all these reports to Excel, and then you will be able to further analyze and maybe send this to somebody who is going to analyze it and find what exactly is the problem in this particular case. So this concludes our little demonstration of SPDocKit Event Viewer. Go to www.spdockit.com and download SPDocKit to get SPDocKit Event Viewer. Try it, it's really great, and we are looking for your feedback. Thank you so much.